What's good, Raider Nation? It's your boy Sanji, and today I want to talk to you guys about how the Oakland Raiders pretty much dominated Khalil Mack for the whole entire game. Now, minus one fumble recovery in which Mack did not cause, as well as one quarterback hit in which was a failed screen attempt by the Raiders, he had almost no impact on this game. Honestly, this offensive line did a great job from Colton Miller to Trent Brown, and I want to show you guys film as to how the Raiders were able to just control and dominate Khalil Mack. Alright guys, just to get into this, I want to start with the very first play of the game because this is what the Raiders did to start the game off, and this pretty much set the tone. You're going to see Khalil Mack playing right defensive end at the top of the screen, and you're going to essentially see what the Raiders are going to do. They're going to chip block with Josh Jacobs, but not only that, if you keep an eye on Richie Ingocnito, he's going to run at Khalil Mack to set the tone. He's going to let him know that we're coming after you. As you see him take a shot at Mack right there, this is what I like, and this is what I want to see right here from our team. This is how you set the tone. Honestly, that's one of the reasons why I really love Richie Ingocnito, because he gets it. He understands setting the tone is huge. And that's what they did on the first play of the game, but more than just the first play of the game, they kept it going. And Richie Ingocnito got to Mack a number of times throughout this game, and I love it. I love this physicality. I love the toughness. The Raiders were physical with Khalil Mack the whole entire game. Here's an example of that. You're going to see Mack lined up right here on the right side of your screen playing left defensive end. And you're going to see Denzelle Good step out to block him. Good's going to do a great job reaching out to his right and getting his hands right into the chest plates of Khalil Mack. You're not going to beat Mack playing a finesse type game with him. You're going to beat Mack by getting down, getting dirty, and punching him in the freaking mouth. And that's what the Raiders did this game. They punched Khalil Mack in the mouth, and they let him know that we're coming after you. And you're not going to get to our quarterback. Not today. And there were a number of players that got involved, right? You guys saw those plays from Richie Ingocnito. You'll see a couple plays from Colton and Trent Brown. But here's a play from Trent Brown and Denzelle Good. These two guys doubled Mack on this play, for example, and they put his ass down. And you don't often see this, but Denzelle Good punches him and lets him know that he's coming. There's a lot of credit that's due to Trent Brown and Kolton Miller, and you're going to see why. Miller's going to do a great job here. Now, he does get a little bit of help from Darren Waller, but Miller does a great job getting his hands on Mack and just sticking with him. And honestly, this is why Miller won in the first round. I know he had allowed 16 sacks year one, but he looks so much better year two. Honestly, his technique, the way he's able to control people, he just looks bigger, faster, and stronger than a lot of people. And you see in this play, for example, how that's kind of coming about. From a technique perspective, Mack is going to try to go underneath Kolton, and Kolton's not leaning, and Miller just gets his right arm on the back of Mack. Mack kind of sees that, and at this point, it's a little bit too late for Mack. Kolton gets his second hand up, gets his left hand on Mack, and then he kind of just has a nice base. He extends out, and there's really nothing Mack can do at this point. Trent Brown also did his part in setting the tone, as you're going to see in this play. He got very physical with Mack. And that's not something Mack wants, especially not the physicality of Trent Brown. And I think most players probably don't want that. Brown is a very strong player. He's 380 pounds. He's 6'8". He's long. He's tall. And that punch hurts. And you best believe that Mack feels it. And again, Kolton and Trent Brown did a great job getting physical. The game plan was nice. They went right after Mack. And honestly, this was one of the reasons as to why we won. The offensive line was physical. They were nasty. They did a really nice job. But more than just the offensive line, there were other players that got involved as well. And I want to discuss that a little bit. Other than Kolton Miller and Trent Brown, we also did a great job by putting tight ends over Khalil Mack and letting these tight ends handle him. All right, you put two tight ends on him and let those guys handle him. And here's a good example of that. Now, this play was definitely a weird design play. I mean, we really only had one guy that really ran a route, right? But still, it's a nice play by getting the two tight ends on Khalil Mack and making sure Mack's not able to disrupt your game plan. This is a great block by both Moreau and Waller as well. Both guys do a great job. I mean, Khalil Mack's not an easy guy to block, and they honestly make it look pretty easy in this play. But again, we know all that goes into blocking Mack, right? Great job by both guys. Really nicely designed play. Surprised we only had one wide receiver really run a route, but it worked out. We got 21 yards on this play. Again, great job by the 2 tight ends to be able to stick with Mack and block him. It's a very, very tough job to do. Another thing that we did that I really liked was we ran different combination blocks towards Mack. And here's a great example of that. Mack's lined up on the left side of your screen here, and you're going to get Darren Waller come all the way around and essentially trap Khalil Mack. And again, it was a nice, effective block. It wasn't a pancake. It wasn't a spacious block, but it was nice and it was effective. And we pick up 5 yards on this play. That's a very nice block by Waller. I think Waller's game is definitely underrated, especially his blocking game. You know, we all see what he can kind of do when it comes to pass catching, but his run blocking game is not bad as well. So a great job just drawing up these combination blocks by the coach. More than just running different combination blocks, we ran the ball at Mack, and I think that was a big difference. Khalil Mack probably didn't expect the Raiders to run the ball directly at him, but we did. Now this play only picked up 1 yard, but it still slows down Mack because Mack now has to worry about the fact that we're coming after him and we're going to run the ball his side. We'll run the ball to the other side. We're going to do a lot of different things, and this is kind of what set up the success that the Raiders did have. Overall, the offensive line, the defense, the quarterbacks, the coach, everybody stepped up and we got the W. And I hope the Raiders enjoyed this victory as much as I enjoyed it. I hope the players enjoyed this bye week, and they deserve it. You know, they played a really great team and they played a great game. Let me know what you guys think about this offensive line, Mack, the whole entire situation in the comments below. If you guys are not subscribers, please subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time with the game film breakdown.